All right, so let's get started. Here we have the hair, some Indian hair from Extensions Plus, about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, maybe even older, but that's perfect for a quarantine wig. We can use all your old hair. It's already got some color that I colored years ago, some red and gold highlights. So you see the standard cap I use here. Now I'm just sewing the tracks, and I really sew the tracks super tight, super neat. Um, I double my wefts. I don't know if you can tell. I double the wefts, excuse me, up into the occipital bone right under it. So where the head naturally curves, I double it there. So see how it's nice, full and thick down there? But it ain't gonna be a helmet head when you put it on. So that's the trick. Track placement is the most important with constructing a wig or even an install, aka a weave. It's really important to put your tracks where they're supposed to be so you can add maximum fullness, but it still lay flat and natural. So here I'm just doing oh, also, if you notice, I angle my tracks so that way it lays nice and naturally, because you don't want to have your tracks going side by side. You kind of want to go in a U shape still, and angle them up in the front so they lay like natural hair. If you can see me doing it here. And I know my hands are ashy as hell, I know. Okay, we're not gonna worry about that because it's been quarantining and I've been washing my hands like crazy and not really worrying about lotion because I've been in the house working on wigs. And yeah, so y'all can talk the shit y'all want. I don't even care. Anyway, back to the wig. So just I'm doing a typical pull or excuse me, loop and pull stitch just to secure it, to make sure that it's nice and tight and snug. And I make sure that my stitches are really, really tight together. So God forbid, I mean, I'm not worried about anybody busting a stitch, because they don't. But if you did, you won't have to worry about the whole track hanging down, because it won't. It's going to be tight. So even if you bust one, no worries. So you see how it's nice and snug and tight. Loop pull. You can bring the thread over. Oh, I'm also using nylon thread too, if anybody wanted to know, because I don't like cotton thread. Cotton thread swells. It holds moisture. I just don't like it. It pops when it swells. It becomes weakened. Nylon thread holds its what's the word? It holds it. Basically, it stays nice and tight, and I don't have any problems when it gets wet over the longevity of time. I have clients that have been having the same custom wig for like 2.5 years now without any problems. So, okay, so now we get to the top. Now this particular wig is a custom closed top. So the client did not have or didn't want to use a closure or a frontal. So no worries. We just gonna make you some bangs, girlfriend, and do you a closed top. So you just continue to stitch in a circle. You have to make the circle, I mean, it's kind of like a trial and error. You want to make the circle big enough so it's not bulky, but small enough to where it covers enough space and it's not see-through, if it makes sense. Now, I noticed, or I know you guys may be thinking, why am I over directing the thread when I loop and pull? You over direct it, it lays the thread nice, flat, and neat, but it also secures it better. Now, I've been doing installs. I've been licensed since, I believe, 2003. So I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I know what the hell I'm doing, and it's been working. So yeah, this is how I do it. If you guys have any questions about that, I definitely, I'm all for teaching what I know to help make things easier and better for other people. But yeah, just let me know in the comment section if you have a question or you want to see something different. Trying to do this voiceover thing just to make it a little easier. Oh, and I also cut the track because sometimes it just gets messy when you're going around and around and around, and it's just easier to cut the track, and then that way you can work with a smaller piece of hair. As you see, it's no bulkiness. Everything is laying down nice and flat. Sorry about my damn long ass braids in a way. That's what that blonde stuff is, but don't worry about it. I'm moving them out the way. But you see how the hair, it looks a little treetopish now until I finish, but then it's going to flatten right out with no product or anything. You don't have to sit and spray the shit 100 times and put all that. No, no, no. We're not doing that. We doing needle and thread work, and it lays it flat. So basically you go in and out. You go in and out the front and back track until basically it lays together. I don't know no other way to say that, but you just keep going in and out. You see me struggle a little bit, but it's because I'm a perfectionist and I have to do it perfect. So then I did that stitch and I was like, well, nope, I don't like that. So I take that stitch out because I'm at this point, I realized that I'm pretty much done with the closure piece and it looks pretty good. So I undo that stitch and then I basically just tie my knot to finish it at this point, because as you can see right there, it's closed and it looks pretty good. So then you just take it back in there to secure it, to secure that last stitch and that last knot. Make sure everything is nice and seamless. And so I pull that through and then I just cut it and do a regular double knot, and that's done. And on to the next part. Oh, and my nails is tore up, y'all, because you know, nail shop shut down. Everybody's scared to do nails and stuff. Like, oh, God, I can't even handle it. But whatever, whatever. Hopefully it'll be over soon. Okay, so here we are. So all I did was added a little water, and I'm just brushing it through, just if there's any hair or anything that needs to come out. This is before I cut the actual style into it. So this is basically just the raw custom wig. I did take, I didn't take measurements of the client, but I sort of, let's just say I sort of did take measurements. Just to make sure that it was going to be at the top of her head and that basically the hair would fall where it needed to fall in the front. So when you do your stitching nice and close and together, you see that it looks nice and full, and you want it to look full where it needs to be, towards the bottom. You don't want the top to be full, too full. Let me not say full, but too full, because then it looks like helmet head, and no one wants a helmet head wig. So here you are. This is after I just kind of cut the bangs a little bit. I didn't do a final cut because I wanted to wait until my client actually put it on, and then I can customize it better to her actual face. So this is just like basically a raw cut. Let's just say that. So that's the top, how it looks. And as you see, it's nice and flat, but also full. The color looks great. The curl pattern, the wave pattern looks great, and that's Indian hair, unprocessed Indian hair from Extensions Plus. It's probably about a 16 to 18 inch. Thank you.